Love is not enough for a relationship to be successful. This is Kute Blackson, nationally best-selling author of You Are the One and The Magic of Surrender. Love is not enough for a relationship to be successful. You heard it right. Many times we meet someone, we fall deeply, profoundly in love, and then things don't work out and we're not sure why. It's because love by itself is not enough. See, many times we fall in love and we think we fall in love, but what we don't realize is we often mistake love for a biochemical sensation and reaction, not realizing that many times we are attracted to energetic patterns unresolved within ourselves that feel familiar in another person. So what we think is love is really a chemical attraction and sensation of incomplete impulses within ourselves. In order for a relationship to work, we must go beyond love. There are 4 aspects of relationship in order for it to work, 4 components. The first is connection. In relationship, you have to have a connection with someone. A karmic connection, a spiritual connection, a mental connection, an emotional connection, a sexual connection. But you can feel profoundly connected with someone. You know that feeling when you just feel like, I feel like I know them. I feel like I'm so connected. I feel like they're my soulmate. I couldn't be without them. But how often has that kind of relationship worked out, especially when it's so intense? In fact, many of the intense connections we feel with someone is really because our unresolved, incomplete impulses are attracting us towards that person that feels familiar. Don't mistake connection and love for leading to a successful, long-lasting, sustained relationship. So what else is there if it's not just connection and how you feel in the moment? Because love is beyond the feeling, love is beyond chemistry, love is beyond lust, and love is beyond the mood. The second thing that you need is consciousness. Consciousness, the state of your consciousness. Your evolutionary vibration determined by the level of your psychological, mental, emotional, spiritual development, therapeutic development. Consciousness is important. 2 people coming together, growing in a similar direction at a similar pace, at a similar rate, evolving with a similar intention. The challenge is, many times we come together initially with someone and we're growing and they're growing and we're growing and evolving. But the challenge is when one person grows at a more accelerated pace and the other person doesn't grow. Now, there will be sometimes in relationship where one person is growing more speedily, and then maybe other times and dynamics and cycles in a relationship where the other person grows and you catch up, and then you grow and they catch up, and this is a natural back and forth of evolution in relationship. But it's so important for a relationship to work and be long-lasting and sustainable is that 2 people are growing in a similar direction and evolving at a similar pace. When one person alone is doing all of the growth, when one person alone is evolving, is working on themselves and doing the therapy, moving through patterns and moving through generational, traumas and healing, likely you will end up outgrowing the other person. Choose someone that is committed to their own personal growth and spiritual evolution. Otherwise, you're going to outgrow them, which happens often in relationship. The third component that's important in a relationship, compatibility. We often underestimate compatibility, often being tricked by that sensation of connection and chemistry. Compatibility is important. What is compatibility? Communication compatibility, mental, emotional, spiritual compatibility, 2 people having shared values, compatibility, going in a similar direction and a similar pace, a similar purpose, compatibility. That doesn't mean you have to have no differences and believe exactly the same thing and think exactly the same thing and be clones of each other. In fact, your differences can be a foundation. Your incompatibility and your differences can be the foundation for a powerful, amazing, beautiful relationship, so long as you are willing to understand this, that the differences or the seeming incompatibilities that you and the other person have, their differences are an invitation for you to learn and expand and develop that part of yourself that in fact is quite different than you. If you're able to see that their differences as a doorway to another part of yourself, then a relationship becomes growth and evolutionary, and you don't have to agree, but you can respect how they might be different than you. So differences are a gift if you're willing to respect how they're different and get curious about how you can grow and what you can learn from the other person, the ways that the other person is different than you. Fourth and last component, commitment. None of it works. Relationship doesn't work without your commitment. Two people being committed to growth and evolution, realizing that you and the other person come together because you're a vibrational match. You and the other person come together because there's lessons that your soul is seeking to learn. And so when you are committed and they're committed, when you say, I'm committed to serving your growth and evolution, well, I'm committed to serving your growth and evolution, even if the challenges, even if the patterns are challenging, even if sometimes the relationship is difficult, so long as you both have a commitment to serving each other's soul's growth and evolution, you have a relationship. And it becomes easier when you understand the true purpose of relationship is to grow, to evolve, to learn the lessons for why you and that person came together, and to realize and become more of your true authentic self and realize your true nature. Then, even when the challenges come up, you don't have to run away because it's hard or it's difficult. You can actually commit deeper to support the other person, to support their souls as their soulmate in growing and learning the lessons that their soul is seeking to learn and evolve through and free themselves from with you. Commitment is key, and that's why relationship, true growth and evolution in relationship often doesn't truly get activated and happen without the container of a commitment. Because in commitment there is safety, and in that commitment and safety is often when the deeper patterns, the deeper childhood issues, the deeper childhood unresolved stuff can come up in order to be healed. Love tends to bring up everything unlike itself in order to be healed. And when you understand the real purpose of relationship, you're able to love the other person through so that they can grow and evolve. Love is not enough. Remember, love is not enough. And ultimately, remember, you are love itself. You are love. So the love that you seek is the love that you are. And nothing and no one can take that away from you. Folks, if you enjoyed today's short video blog, share it with friends, share it with family, and make sure you go to my website, www.KuteBlackson.com, and subscribe to get 2 free videos. Love now.